The Iron Horse Fall Festival gets started on Saturday, November 3rd in downtown Mineola. It celebrates the train community and the history of Mineola. They've got a big chili cook-off. And amongst the things that will be going on there's going to be some great entertainment, some special singers, all brought in by the Septien Entertainment Group. And with us right now on the APEC VIP hotline, cutting-edge training for the serious athlete, apecgo.com, it is the president and CEO of the Septien Entertainment Group, Linda Septien. How you doing, Linda?
I'm doing great.
Thank you very much for coming on with us. Debbie Davis, who runs the East Texas Burger Company with her husband Ken up in Mineola, are friends of mine, and they sent me the information saying you really need to talk to this lady because she trains singers like they're athletes. And I was very intrigued by that, and I want to hear about this.
Well, singing, I don't think most people realize that singing is a sport, and you lose as many calories in singing as you do in swimming. And because of we do a lot of diaphragm pulls, and we also, it's about 400 calories actually per hour.
Really?
And on stage, it's actually an aerobic activity. So when you're especially a rock star, Bryan, for 2 hours, when you're on stage, you're doing aerobics for 2 hours. And the weights, we do a lot of weights while we're singing, but the reason why I do that when I'm training voices is because you never, except in classical music, you never really stand still. Obviously, you're entertaining at all times on stage. So if I'm training them just standing still, their body's not actually learning what it's like to be a real singer on stage. It just doesn't work. So we have to have lots of weights, lots of aerobic activity. They're doing bench, up and down, up and down, up and down. I have a little step. I have a full stage in my office also. But they have to learn to sing and have their heart rate up because otherwise they won't be fit to sing.
That's amazing. Now, I've never heard this before. Now, I've watched, people I've always admired were folks like Springsteen who, had could just yell forever and run all over the place. But this is obviously a different kind of vocal training you're talking about here, right?
Well, no, we have all sorts of everything from screamo singers to, regular pop singers, which is the bulk of our business, or is pop. That's who we've helped launch the most of your pop stars. So it's a little bit different in the screamo bands and the rock bands. Yeah, they tend to do more frenzic type activity, meaning they jump up and down, flips, stuff like that, and they're singing.
Okay. Now, I understand you've worked with people like Jessica Simpson and Beyonce and Nick Lachey, and give me some of the others, the lineup of the folks that you've trained.
Well, we've trained about 10,000, but the ones that we have about 40 out there that a lot of the artists from Glee, Demi Lovato, Selena Gomez, a lot of bands, Forever the Sickest Kids. There's a whole huge list of them, and we do a lot of all the American Idol people. We have tons in that. We have several now that you'll see that will come out. The Voice, we do private auditions for X Factor, The Voice, and American Idol. They come. Glee comes privately with us because our artists are incredibly good. But that's all they do, though. They'd have to be. They're there with us constantly, training on stage presence and voice. And so yeah, we have lots of great. A lot of Miss Texas, Miss everything. A lot of people come there. So
Linda Septien is the president and CEO of the Septien Entertainment Group, and she's bringing a group of performers to the Mineola Iron Horse Festival on November 3rd. Can you tell me about some of the people you'll be bringing with you during that festival?
Yes, and we have a top group. We have about 250 artists in our studio at any given time, and we only take the top 2%, 3%, and work with those to go on gigs. And this one is our master class. We actually have 3 stages, and these are kids under 20 from 11 years old on that will be performing, and they are very professional in what they do. And this is what Demi Lovato, Jessica, Ashley all came out of. It was this master class. But you know what? They're excited. Actually, I think the East Texas Burger Company is giving us a huge party. And we invited so many people that I think they had to call City National Bank for sponsorship. And they're sponsoring this Burger Bash. So we're going to eat, and then fat helps your vocal cords. And so because of that, we're going to eat a lot of it.
Well, in that case, then I'm golden then, if that's the situation. That's great. Okay, I got to ask you now. Let's say, all right, I'm 12, and my mom and dad think I've got a voice and I can sing, so they come to you. What do you do with them?
Well, we evaluate them first.
Okay.
First, it takes about 2-hour evaluation, but we evaluate all. Oh, it's a whole 3 sheets of, is their voice skating? Do you have pitch? Skating means does it stay on pitch for very long, and how long does it stay on pitch? And then that gives me an idea of what I have to train them on. And then it also, are they able to interview, look someone in the eye? Are they able to perform on stage with an energy inside? Do they even care what they're singing about? So if you were there at 12 years old, and especially at that time you're going through voice change and puberty, and that's a whole different way to teach kids. The puberty teaching actually is a whole art in itself, and you can actually enhance that voice to the point that when they go through it all, their voice is much better. And we can grow chords to make it just like a weightlifter.
Wow.
And what happens with your muscles when you weightlift, like bicep curls, obviously you train your biceps to get bigger. Well, it's the same thing in singing. We just get the chords bigger. And if we can catch them during puberty or before, we can really change their voices.
What's the average age of somebody when they actually start training with you?
Well, we have them as young as 5, but they all come at different times, and it just depends. Some kids are just naturally entertainers. Others we have to train, and we can pretty much train anybody to sing. But the average age is 12 to 14, probably. We have a lot of 16-year-olds, but our bands obviously are a bit older. And I would say, we have a huge energy level of teens. And then we have a full adult program, too. We don't launch the adults. Over 30, I don't launch anyone. I just do the teens. That's really our market in our professional series.
That's incredible. I've never heard of anything like this before, so it's really interesting. It's fascinating. Once again, Linda Septien bringing the Septien Entertainment Group, bringing a group of artists to the Mineola Iron Horse Festival on November 3rd. 20 performers performing on all 3 stages at the festival, and they're going to be on the main stage from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m., on the Antique Car Festival stage from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m., and at the East Texas Burger Company from 12 noon till 3 p.m., with the master class being one of the best. Linda, it was great talking to you. Fascinating. I would love to. I wish I had a way to see this training regimen that you put your singers through. That would be fun to see.
Well, it's about 20,000 square feet of training, so it's a huge gym.
Wow, that's amazing.
And I want to thank you all at the city of Mineola. Geez, you all are kind and wonderful. I've never seen so much activity out of a festival.
It's a very impressive town. They really have a great thing going there. A lot of civic pride. They're very aggressive in promoting their city, and we're glad to do it. We're in Tyler, but we've got a lot of friends up there. They listen to the show, and Ken and Debbie are great friends of ours, and so we just wanted to make sure that we got to talk to you today, and it proved to be everything I hoped it would be. I really do appreciate it.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it.
Linda, thank you again, and I hope you enjoy your visit to East Texas. Will you be coming with the group?
I will. I'll be there eating hamburgers.
There you go. Well, listen, we really appreciate it. Thanks very much for coming on with us, and it's great talking to you.
All right. Thank you, Bryan.
Linda Septien from the Septien Entertainment Group on Bryan Houston Sports Radio Live on 99.3 Talk FM. Linda, thank you so much. That was great.
Sure. I appreciate it so much. Thanks for taking the time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, and have a great day.
All right. You too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.